Indoor kickers too. Just like the ammunition types, the scopes don't give you enough information to make an informed decision on what you should be using. I went through the game's code and compiled all of the stats for every single scope in the game, and put it all into a spreadsheet that you can find and download in the link provided in the description below. In case you were unaware, I also did the same for the ammunition types, so if you want to check that out, I'll put a link to that video in a card at the top right of your screen now. Bring it up in a new tab or whatever and check it out after this video if you're curious or if you want that spreadsheet as well. Moving on with this video, I'll tell you right now that the scopes do not do what I thought they did at all. In fact, I'm confident in saying that their stats and actual useful ranges is going to surprise almost everyone. But since my video on ammunition was an absolute abject fucking disaster as far as watch times go, god damn guys, I'm going to make this one much shorter and to the point. So we'll only be going over the best short, medium, and long-range scope, rather than going through everything. And I'll keep the explanations for how the data works as short as possible. Which is kind of unfortunate since every scope works, and works well at ranges you'd never suspect, but give the people what they want, I guess. Explaining the stats and what they mean as quickly as possible. Movement speed and turning speed penalties are self-explanatory. The difference between reload time and empty reload time is probably self-explanatory, but empty reload just means you're completely out of ammo in your gun, including not having a round in the chamber. Guard time is melee. Change in, change out times are how long it takes you to bring the weapon out and put it away. Minimum and maximum aim times dictate the RNG range for how long it will take your soldier to fire. Reset time is the time your soldier will wait after his target is dead or otherwise gone. Accuracy and critical chance are self-explanatory. And for the purposes of this video, my definition of close range is 0 to 15 meters, medium range is 15 to 50, and long range is 50 to 100. Now let's get into the video proper. When it comes to clearing buildings and peeking corners, the best you're going to get is the M68 Red Dot. Barely beating the hollow sight, this optic doesn't hinder your movement in any way. It does increase your reload times by a negligible amount, but drops your minimum and maximum aim times to the best short-range values for optics, and gives you plus 50 accuracy in the very close 0 to 7 meter ranges, and plus 10 in 7 to 15 meter ranges. This is going to be your breacher's best friend. Approaching buildings, storming compounds, and going through alleyways is too far for short-range scopes, but definitely not long-range. For these middling ranges, look no further than the Combat Optic 4X, also known as the ACOG. No movement speed penalty, but your turn speed will take a very small hit. The reload speeds take a small hit compared to the other mid-range scopes, but the ready and guard time penalties are so small, they're essentially non-issues. 15 to 25 meters is this scope's sweet spot, dropping your minimum and maximum aim times by 120, reset time by 50, and adding 50 accuracy and 15 critical chance. Though other mid-range scopes do have some better stats in one category or another, the Combat Optic 4X, aka ACOG, is the best all around. Slap it on an M16 and never worry about mid-range targets again. There are very few maps in DK2 where long-range scopes are needed. Even in the maps where it is possible or practical to utilize them, there's still always ways to cut the distance between you and your target without needing a long-range scope. Really hoping they add some maps where you're forced into long-range engagements. That way I can finally make use of the marksman class. But when or if they do, the scope you'll be wanting to use in 50 plus meter engagements is the LR 5 to 25X. This monster of a scope brings some serious penalties with its serious range. -4 to movement speed and -10 turn speed. Ouch. You might seriously consider getting rid of everything else you have equipped on your character, including their armor, to try and make up for these massive penalties. That's not to mention the 350 reload and 400 empty reload time hits. The 150 ready time, 30 guard time, and 400-200 change in out time hits aren't that much of a problem, since you'll most likely already have whoever is using this Hubble telescope set up and ready, and definitely not getting into melee fights. But the bonuses are oh so nice. Minus 350 minimum aim time. Minus 500 maximum aim time. Minus 150 reset time. And are you ready for this? Plus 100 accuracy and plus 50 critical chance. All at 50 plus meters. But that wraps up the best short, medium, and long-range scopes. Something to keep in mind is that these are the best overall, not the best for every possible situation. For instance, the red dot optic might be the superior short-range scope, but the hollow sight, being a close second, is superior to the red dot from ranges of 25 meters plus. So in some maps that go from close to mid-range combat, the hollow sight would win. These rankings are based solely on the scope's intended use ranges, not their overall ranges. But that's the end for this one. Hopefully this does better than my last apparent pile of garbage. Fuck me. If you made it this far into the video and found the information helpful, please remember to leave a like. If you want to see content like this and much more, subscribe to the channel. This is Mitchell Godsend. Have a good one.